everybody, Gina DeLuca here. All right, today I'm going to be experimenting with the DecoArt Americana Decor Metallic paints. I'm going to be doing flip cups with no silicone, and we're going to see what happens. So I've used these paints before, the DecoArt Americana Decor, and they're fantastic cell makers when you use them in conjunction with a paint that is both opaque and dries glossier than the DecoArt paints. So I found that most of the Liquitex Basics line is glossier than the DecoArt paints, and also quite a bit of the Artist Loft. So the colors that we have today, my base coat is going to be Cerulean Blue from Artist Loft mixed with Titanium White from Liquitex Basics. And my cell makers, I have the DecoArt Americana Decor Metallics in Berry and in Sapphire Blue. So we will see how these paints react with each other, the consistency that we are working with. If I can not be in the shadow, I'm still working on this lighting situation. There is a mound, it's making a mound. I would say this is about a 2.5 on my consistency scale. It does make a mound, but it does disappear rather quickly. Before we get started, have you seen the Fluid Art inspiration cards? If you have, you can fast forward about a minute, but if you have not, what we have are 52 cards. There are 42 technique cards, and each technique card has an associated video here on YouTube. This is the picture from that particular video. This box here contains a tip for that particular technique, and here at the bottom, we have the color palette that was used in that painting. And then these two boxes can be used together as the basis of a 2-color palette, or you can build off of those colors. And there are 8 bonus color palette cards. Each color palette card has 5 color palettes. You can use all of the colors or just some of the colors. Mix and match the bonus color palette cards with the technique cards. You will have more combinations than you could ever paint in a lifetime. These are available at my website, ginadeluca.net, and also at amazon.com. And if you get them from Amazon, please do leave feedback. It is very helpful to the sellers over there. All right, I'm going to start off by putting some paint in my cups. So this is the paint that is not a cell maker. This is what would be my background paint in a straight pour. Okay. And so now I will do the magenta on the 2 outside. And the blue in the center. And then some more of my background color. And I call it the background color in a straight pour because it's the color that appears to fall to the background as the cells pop up. The base coat is what goes on the canvas before you put your pour puddle on there. Okay, and now for the blue. berry in the center. So when I do flip cups, I like to make sure that I am using a cup that is relatively close to the size of the amount of paint that I need. So for instance, if I only need 3 ounces of paint, I don't want to use an 8-ounce cup, because what happens is when you flip it over, all of those paints are blending as they go down the side of the cup. And by the time they hit your canvas, they've already blended and turned into mud. So if you wind up with muddy flip cups, that could be one reason. But I always try to get my cup as close to the size that I need. And it is better to have too much paint than not enough. Okay, bit more of the berry here. These cups are going to be full. Well, flipping these is going to be a challenge, that's for sure. Okay, I'm just going to put these to the side for a moment so I can lay down a bit of a base coat here. I want these paints to be able to slide around easily on my canvas. I know some folks don't do base coats. I don't have luck if I don't do a base coat. That is, you know, not everything works exactly the same for everyone. People have preferences for a reason. You find what works for you and stick with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That's not to say that you can't try new things and maybe discover something cool or something that makes it go easier. I'm just going to pop these bubbles quickly in my base coat. All right, I've got this little contraption here that I am going to use to facilitate the flipping of the cups. And I can come in and tidy these up. No biggie. Okay, let's see what happens, shall we? All right. I Well, we're definitely getting some good cell action. No silicone in this. This is just the hydrophobic reaction that happens between a matte paint, which is the DecoArt paints, and a non-matte paint. All right, well, these two outer ones are looking better than this inner one to me. And that just goes to show you how you layer your cup makes a difference, right? So I layered this center one different than the outer ones, and the outer ones look much better than the one in the center. And like I do with a straight pour, I'm just gonna let these sit for a minute. I'm gonna let these paints percolate. So then as these cells pop up, I can stretch them and make them bigger. And the longer I let this sit, the more that seem to pop up. Hopefully I will get some more blue cells popping up in here to break this up. What I'm doing, this kind of like wiggle walk that's happening here, I'm trying to get these three puddles to level out with each other so that as I'm tilting, it's kind of a more even tilt. Okay. Now I have to try to hit these corners without making it look too funky. Oh, getting wonky, getting wonky. That's not what I want. Tell you what, these triple puddles, it's trickier than it looks. Not gonna lie. Trying to keep your eye on 3 different puddles simultaneously it's a challenge. I'm not worried about, I feel like, well, if it's anything like a straight pour, the more I stretch this out, the more cells will pop up after the fact. At least I'm hoping. We shall see. But red and blue, but no purple. So that's always a tough nut to crack. Worked out here. I'm gonna let this sit and let it do what it's gonna do, and I will bring you in for a close-up. Back in a few. Okay, here it is. What have we learned? Well, the DecoArt Americana Decor line will absolutely sell in a flip cup, and you should probably use less of them because they do take over. So probably don't really need a lot to get the cell action that you are looking for. But there it is, and it's interesting how that all that lacing turned pink. But there it is. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed. Please do like, share, and subscribe. All that good stuff. Help me stay afloat in those algos. Do check out the description box below for links to my PayPal tip jar if you feel so inclined. Always appreciated, but certainly not expected. And my affiliate links for DecoArt. If you want to get yourself some of these paints, head on over to their website. If you enter through the link in the description box, I will receive a small commission at no additional cost to you. Same goes for the other affiliate links. Amazon, Blick, Arteza. You will also find in the description box a link to my website, GinaDeLuca.net, where you can find my art and music and the fluid art inspiration cards for sale. And last but certainly not least, you will find the link to our Facebook group. Go make some art. Join us there. Post your masterpieces. Ask your questions. Get some inspiration. Good times had by most. It is the internet after all. Yes, so it definitely works in a flip cup. Just don't use too much of it. I think it just kind of took over a bit. So, all right. That is it for me for today. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Now go make some art.